Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the sound check. I hope you can hear me loud and clear, and we can definitely move forward from there. Got about 40 seconds to go before we get the show started. Hail to Just Another Red Shirt, Lasso of Truth, Joachim Stark, Yvonne Solomon, Roger H., Nordapupus Q. Burr. We have Apollo Patriot, Mr. Dragon Judicon, and so many others out there. Thank you for joining me today. We will get underway shortly. Hail Sturmhart Eisenkiel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you are watching, listen to that. Thank you for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. Today, as I mentioned earlier in the pre-show, we've got 6 stories to talk about, which gives us about a minute each, or a little less, maybe 45 seconds to talk about each and every one of them. So let's get started. Again, some of these stories contain some odd news, some things that may be uncomfortable for some people, so there's your warning. Let's start off first with, of course, this little tidbit. Seth Rogen stays silent on his future plans with James Franco following the misconduct allegations that he's been accused of, amongst many other things. Now, he didn't exactly stay silent but he's putting their partnership, collaborative efforts on hold. And, say what you will about both of these men. One of them at least makes some pretty decent films. The other one is well past their due date. You should take this kind of stuff very seriously, especially in Hollywood, where it's been going on for, decades and decades and decades. So at least, as far as that's concerned, Seth is doing the right thing. Moving from there, we're going to talk about Venom, the trailer for the Let There Be Carnage film, just released. Woody Harrelson's going to be the villain, apparently. And so you can check this out probably on Sony trailers as of today, early this morning anyway. So if you want to see the new trailer, feel free to pop over and check it out on YouTube, or even, I believe, on Sony's website. From there, we move on to the next story. So we're already ahead of schedule. Box office for Jason Statham's Wrath of Man is started off a little slower than expected, but it's really the whole summer movie season that's going to start off slower. You won't get things really ramping up until July. At least that's what's predicted. I think it's quite possible it could be August before we start to see a return to the box office numbers. And in a move that I don't normally do, I'm preempting a video I had planned for today about data-driven analysis for pretty much everything nowadays, including films and television. Instead, I'm going to be covering a little bit of the box office that we should be seeing here over the course of the next few months. That'll be today's video. So I'm actually going to be done here, shoot that. But it's really interesting because this popped out with an $8.1 million debut. It's a little bit more than what Nobody came out with, as far as its debut on its opening. So it is what it is. But it's a real shame because this one, it looked like it was going to be a good film. Maybe it still is, but it just doesn't have the box office support that I would have expected or anticipated. So we'll just have to see. Following that, we have a story from Scarlett Johansson, who recently promised, I should say, that she was going to be not getting involved in politics, not talking about every issue, yada, yada, yada. And here she is urging the industry to step back from the HFPA. Again, there may be some authentic complaints that exist when it comes to the HFPA, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, but those complaints are from those complaints are being made against countries that do not have the kinds of diversity that we have in this country. There are probably no other countries in the world that have the diversity that we have in the United States. So, I mean, you can't actually expect them to have something that they don't demographically represent. And this is the biggest problem with a lot of these calls to, these actions that seem just by critically thinking about it seem nonsensical. Because again, if your demographic population is not anything other than one particular melanin skin tone, how are you going to remedy that? I mean, are you going to import people to your country? No. Anyway, a lot of these complaints always bother me. But anyway, instead of keeping her mouth closed, she's opted not to do that any longer. So I don't know. Everybody in Hollywood are speaking out of both sides of their face nowadays. So maybe even the Black Widow star here is doing the same thing. On that note, this is the weird story, guys. Melinda Gates met with divorce lawyers, just after the 2019 revelation of Bill's ties to "I didn't hang myself." This is a really weird thing. This comes straight out of the Wall Street Journal, so this is a legitimate news story. It's a weird thing to have all of these very powerful people tied to this one person who has mysterious origins of wealth, amongst other things, and operated a service for people with those kinds of means to do things that other people would find troubling. So anyway, so it seems like this has been brewing for a long time between the two of them, and I thought it would be an interesting story to cover. Finally, Gal Gadot is basically called out Joss Whedon, saying that he threatened her career during the Justice League shoot. So now we have 3 stars talking about Whedon in a very negative light. And I don't know that he's ever going to have the profile that he had before, which might be a real shame. Anyway, I really do appreciate all of you being here today. Hopefully I just hit the mark as I was supposed to. I'll see you later in the video to be run. And if you're a member, the member stream's coming up at 1 p.m. PST today. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.